Hey! What's up, people? You want to fuck up the heads of a young Christian? You got to get them alone. Even if it's like 6 or 7 of them. Nobody over 17 years old. Catch them all together and then ask them a serious question. Ask them, why do angels have wings? If they know you're an atheist, some of them are going to know it's a trap and they're still going to fall for it. They're going to try to answer, but they're not going to be able to answer really, because the reason for angels having wings is stupid, if you really think about it. But to get to heaven, you have to go up in the clouds. And the only way to get up into the clouds back then was with wings. Shit didn't teleport. Shit didn't levitate. You couldn't travel with just the power of your mind, like say how Superman does, or Thor with his hammer. You got to have wings to fly. You got to have wings. And there's 2 things that's going on with that. If they answer, you got to tell them, when did heaven move out of the clouds? Because that's why angels have wings, so they can fly up into heaven. You know, the clouds. Heaven was right in the clouds. People will deny that shit these days. They'll say that's bullshit, that heaven was always some sort of trans-dimensional place. But no, ancient beliefs put heaven in the clouds and hell in the ground. Hell is deep, deep, deep in the ground. Almost in the middle of the earth in some cases. For a little while, people thought the middle of the earth was some place you could walk into and go live. So, when they fail that question, you can ask these guys, because they're at the age range where you could probably ask them, then why did they think celestial beings had wings? And why were the wings attached to their back? Now, here's where I get a little kooky. I say they had an alien experience. I say they met aliens. And aliens with some sort of pack on their back that allows them to fly would be interpreted as wings. People wouldn't even see the jetpack. Here's the thing about perception. First people to see something don't even recognize it for what it is. This is the truth. This has been shown that even when the colonialists arrived in a certain place or arrived in a certain island, the people saw them on the deck but didn't see the boats. They couldn't see the boats that were right there in front of them because they had no cultural reference point for those boats. This didn't happen in cultures that had boats for a long time. They see a boat, they recognize a boat. But when they haven't seen a boat ever, a boat becomes a magical, mystical thing. Imagine something flying through the sky and then it lands in your presence. But you are in the Stone Age. You don't know math. You don't do language, writing, or any of that stuff. And some super celestial creature walks up on you to have a conversation. Somehow or another, it knows your language. It looks weird. It has this funny thing on its back that allows it to fly. That becomes wings. Unless, of course, if you look at some of the South American depictions of their ancient gods, you can clearly see alien creatures on some sort of rocket propelled vehicles of some sort. So when you ask them why did angels have wings, and if some of them are actually stupid enough to answer you that so they could fly to heaven, because that's why they had wings, you would ask them, when did heaven move? You know when heaven moved? When human beings were able to fly through the sky. Heaven was no longer the place where the clouds were no longer the place where heaven was. And then when we developed the ability to fly in outer space and launch satellites that can show everything around the earth and even turn towards the moon and towards the cosmos, that's when heaven became a trans-dimensional place. It was no longer in the sky. But this is just easy stuff that you make kids think about, because a kid at that age group between 10 to 18, you tell them something logical, it sticks, even if they don't want it to. As long as you got them all in a group, you can stump them. And all you got to do is stump a kid and a kid will grow. You stump a kid will grow. You stump an adult, you might get stabbed to death. Because adults are rigid. And in order to keep their brains from changing to something else or some new information, they'd rather kill you and deny it altogether. That's how religions spread, when their beliefs are not challenged. So go ahead and ask those kids, why do angels have wings? This is your boy Cosmic. I'm going to holler at you.